You can access the ISTE standards for coaches by visiting ISTE.org or ISTE.org. You can find them under the tab that says standards. Before we look at those, I wanted to show you a few of the resources available on this website. So we'll click on the tab that says, what are the ISTE standards? Here you'll get a brief background about the standards. And as you scroll down, you'll see the different standards for students, educators, coaches, and so on. If you click here where it says read examples of what the standards look like in the classroom, you'll be directed here. This one is for purchase. Some people may want to do that, but there are plenty of free resources on the website. It's just something you may want to look at if you'd like to learn more about that. But if you click here where it says find ed tech products, services, and tools aligned to the ISTE standards, click learn more. You'll be directed to a page and you'll see something called the seal of alignment. So this is ISTE's stamp of approval saying that these products and resources and tools align with the ISTE standards. So you'll see that there are student resources, educator resources, and assessment resources. So if we look at this in the student resources at BrainPop, you'll see that each one of these resources has a report available. So this report, you'll have your table of contents. It tells you what ISTE is. It'll tell you what that seal means. And then it tells you a little bit about what the resource is, how it can be implemented. And it shows the alignment of the standards. These reports all follow a similar pattern, so they should be fairly easy to read and navigate to find the information that you'd like. There are many here. I was surprised to see Roblox. That's very interesting. If you look, you'll see educator resources here, as well as assessment resources, all with those reports available that you can use. And finally, when we visit the coaches page, you'll see here at the bottom, they have an ebook, which is available for purchase, but they also have a blog that you can visit. And so this is sort of like the front page this is referring to networking. But if you click here on the tab that says all ISTE blog topics, when you click here, you'll see an alphabetized list. And then you can find many different types of resources that you may want to use. So if we return back to the standards, we'll first look at the facilitator standards for educators, because instructional coaches do facilitate learning for students as well as teachers. So we do want to focus on this standard 2.6 facilitator. So educators are fostering a culture where a student takes ownership of their learning goals and outcomes in independent and group settings, manage the use of technology and student learning strategies and digital platforms, virtual environment, hands-on maker spaces, or in the field, create learning opportunities. You can read a bit more about these, and model and nurture creativity and creative expression to communicate ideas, knowledge, or connections. So when we focus on the standards for coaches in this learning module, we are focusing on standard 4.1, change agent, standard 4.2, connected learner, and standard 4.5, professional learning facilitator. However, I do encourage you to read through all of the standards and look at many of the resources provided here on the ISTE.org website. We are focusing on these standards in this learning module because all of these standards relate to the work we are doing with the lightning rounds. So Through our work in the lightning rounds, we are working as agents of change, inspiring educators and leaders to use technologies to create equitable and ongoing access to high quality learning. If you look, there are a few different um, subcategories here where we can look a little bit further. If you hover above the words or phrases that have lines underneath them, you can get a little bit more information. But in Standard 4.1, we're working as a change agent, creating a shared vision of culture for using technology. So through our lightning round collaborative, we are creating a shared vision and a platform where teachers can uh, show how they're using technology and also be able to gain information that they can use in their classroom as well. They're learning about digital learning tools and just creating a culture where they have a shared vision at the same time focusing on individual goals. And we want to recognize educators across the organization who use technology effectively. And so we will provide feedback as we work through the lightning rounds. Also on 4.2, Connected Learner, coaches model the ISTE standards for students and the ISTE standards for educators and identify ways to improve their coaching practice. So coaches continue to learn and refine their skills and their use of technology. So they pursue professional learning and participating in lightning rounds. They are participating in professional learning that deepens their expertise. They are actively participating in a professional learning network and establishing shared goals with other educators. And finally, Standard 4.5, professional learning facilitator. Coaches plan, provide, and evaluate the impact of professional learning for educators and leaders to use technologies to advance teaching and learning. So coaches are building the capacity of educators, leaders, and instructional teams to put the ISTE standards into practice by facilitating active learning and providing meaningful feedback. So through our work in the Lightning Round Collaborative, we are building the capacity of educators, leaders, other coaches, while actively learning, as well as providing feedback to those who are participating in the lightning round. So these standards that we've just looked at a little bit more in depth are guiding us as we work within the lightning round. And I do encourage you to look through the other standards and familiarize yourself with them. Thank you.